That's how I warm up. And we are live. Live on the Metal Voice discussing the new track that going to be released. Actually, it's been released in some parts of the world. In other parts of the world, like North America, it hasn't quite been released just yet. Ace Frehley's new track from his upcoming album, 10,000 Volts. The title track has been released. I like that, Alan. I like you really got the theme going.
Space.
The final frontier.
In honor of the spaceman.
That's right. That's right. So, Alan,
Jim, I'll let you go.
Well, I'm gonna show everybody the album cover. It was released as well, and you tell me what you thought of the artwork.
Of the album cover?
Yeah, the artwork. 10,000 Volts.
He looks 24 years old. He's got the spaceships. He's got the Marshall stacks. It looks great. I like this album cover.
I like it too.
Maybe the Ace Frehley could have been more like one of the other albums. More. I think his last album, I like the logo better.
Look, I agree with everything you just said. You were spot on. You got the spaceships, right? You got the electricity, the shock me. You got the 10,000 volts. You got the Marshall stacks because that's what he does. He plays the guitar. His Les Paul. You nailed it, man. It's got everything. When you think of Ace Frehley, you think of this picture. I like it.
So you asked me.
Yes, sir.
What this song reminds you of.
Yes, okay.
And I'm going to answer you. It took me about 3 minutes to figure it out.
Go.
I keep expecting to hear MZA. Dun, 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 dun. It's very derivative of the riff that was used in the chorus of the Ace Frehley song. I found the riff used for Crazy Nights with Loudness.
Okay, so
what do you think?
I'm trying to picture in my head that the song it's got a groove, right? It's got a groove. This song, definitely. It's got a groove, and it's like it's power chord riff groove, and that's what you're saying about MZA. It's like MZA.
Well, it's
it's got that anthemic riff
to go
groove.
To the show. I'm gonna rock and roll you. Sounds like the chorus to this one.
You know what? I think, Alan, you're onto something right there.
Anyways, I was like you. This sounds so familiar, and that's what I came up with. That's the song that I had in my head that was similar to this. Again, the riff is derivative of that. I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but when it comes to the chorus time, yeah. And you have the one, my corner was cut off. I have the one with the corner cut off. So
you bought the cheap one for 99 cents.
It went exactly to the...
Alan, this is how old this album is. I don't have the sleeve anymore.
I have the sleeve and the poster.
78. In 78, I bought this.
So I might have got the cheaper version, but at least it's complete.
Okay, here's a question to you. When you listen to this album, and I know you know this album well, does it sound like it came off of Ace Frehley's solo album?
I would say no.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But what I want to know, Jim, because you're the big Kiss fan, you're the big Ace Frehley fan, okay?
Yeah.
Why? And you love this song.
Yes.
You thought this song is unbelievable. It might even make your top 10 songs of the year. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Maybe.
So why does it matter still? Like, if I was to send you this song, and it was Joe Smith Experience. Jimmy, they got to listen to this song by Joe Smith Experience. Or Cattle Prod Up the Anus. Here's the song. You wouldn't have the same reaction.
There is something spacey about enigmatic, what do you want to call it? There is something strange. There is something unexplained about Ace Frehley because he's part of the Kiss drama, right? We have Gene and Paul. They don't want him, but they want him, right? It's kind of, we want the good parts of Ace, but we don't want the bad parts. And Ace wants to be in the band, but he doesn't want to be in the band. And, in the press, they're just like, trying to outdo themselves. Song-wise, they're trying to outdo themselves. We all know that Ace is a huge talent, right? But he's not the best person to conduct business worth in a band, apparently, right? But
Depends
Ace,
who you
but
believe.
now when you look at, nothing made Gene Simmons more pissed off than to see that this album is the most loved by all the soul albums. I can say that.
Well,
Gene will say his
New York
album.
Groove. I'm traveling around and still hear that on the radio.
Yeah, I mean, Rip It Out, Speeding Back to My Baby, which has got it like a doo-wop.
So the most successful of the solo
Snowblind,
albums,
yeah.
and according to Ace, his book, No Regrets, Paul actually said, if you need help, Ace, give us a call.
Yeah, I mean, it bothers Gene. It bothers Gene that the fans love this album the most.
Oh, it's the most successful. It actually had a hit.
Gene will say his album went higher in the charts, or vice versa, or it sold more. He says something to the.
They're not playing Radioactive on the radio.
They're not
playing New York Groove.
Right.
So
there's something they love about Ace, but they don't like about Ace.
But you're not answering my question. I send you this song.
Yes.
And we take off. I black out Ace Frehley on it, and I put a picture of a devil on the front instead of Ace Frehley. So you don't have no clue who this is. I'm calling it the Revenge of the Toxic Meddlers or something.
Okay.
What would your reaction be?
This is the kind of music I like, Alan. It's hard rocking, got a nice groove.
You like it because it has Ace Frehley on the cover. Come on.
Well, I mean, look, Ace Frehley has got a distinctive vocal tone that I love. It's quirky.
Yes.
His guitar playing is Jimmy Page style, right? He's got this very sort of loose, sort of, he's got, it's Ace. And he's so super melodic, and he always uses harmonies, and listen to the song Talk to Me. You think it's the Beach Boys, like, off of Unmasked. You listen to this song, it's very hooky. It's got a super catchy song. I could see this song it could have been played in the 80s, and it could have been a smash hit, right? That's how melodic and catchy it is.
Okay. And what do you describe? Because Ace is saying, I might not be the best guitar player, but I've got feel and attitude that you can't just teach. So what's your impression of his guitar solo and his guitar sound on this song?
I think this is probably one of Ace's most melodic and accessible songs. It's hooky. Like you were saying, MZA, right? It sounds like loudness. What you're trying to say is it's got a groove. And this song definitely has like an awesome groove. It's got a super catchy pre-chorus. It's got a super catchy chorus. And you're humming the song in your head after you hear it a few times. And his guitar
sings a bit like 2000 Man, the Rolling Stones cover they did on, I think it was Dynasty, right?
Yeah. It sounds.
I forget that little vibe out of this too, the way he's singing it,
But that's what makes Ace so special: his guitar solos and his vocal tone, right?
I like the outro solo.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's Jimmy Page. It's all Jimmy Page, man. Well, I wouldn't say it's Jimmy Page. It's Jimmy Page like, right? But it reminds me, like, if you know the song "Two Sides of the Coin" on Unmasked. It's so catchy. It's so melodic. It's so accessible. It reminds me of something like that, even though it's not. And I would say, look at this, Alan. I'll show you my Ace stuff. You want to see my Ace stuff?
Okay, show me all. I know the last one was called
This is Anomaly. Right?
It's
like some sort of pyramid.
Let's say the way he did his Ace Frehley. Show me the Anomaly. Wasn't he do the logo a little different? So when he
it was like this. I think he did all the artwork himself.
But that's what he should have put on this cover.
When you open it up, it's like some sort of pyramid scheme here. I don't know what the heck this is. It's like some sort of thing that I can't really quite figure out. I don't know what the hell's going on here, Alan. I don't know.
It's an anomaly.
Now, if you want to talk about the Spaceman, look at this. That's kind of very similar to what he's using today, correct?
Yeah,
the logo,
right.
Right.
Now that you mention it.
It's a pretty good album. It's okay. It's not bad. I have this one here, which I do like a lot. It's called Kiss Icons. So I just got this album just so I could listen to Ace's stuff. It's basically...
What's on that? How's that work?
So each disc has each member's best material in Kiss. So you have
including the
Gene,
solo albums.
including the solo album. So like you'll
So
put on
they're
Ace.
Kiss songs, like
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
exactly. Icon. Yes. So it's studio songs. So like for example, Ace, I can't read. It's Rip It Out, Shock Me, Rocket Ride, Talk to Me. So
so Peter
basically,
Criss would have stuff like Hard Luck Woman would be
yes,
that. Okay,
exactly.
I
That's
got
Icon. So it's a great album if you just like to have everything in one. So there's the guys right here. Whoops, there we are. So there we go. That's the Icons. And look at this little baby I got here. Ace Frehley 12 picks. So it's the greatest hits off of his 80s albums, but it's got a couple of live tracks. Like he sings, I think, Deuce.
what, Frehley's Comet. So there would be
Frehley's
like Frehley's
Comet. Yeah.
Comet or anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. Frehley's Comet stuff. And I have, what else do I got? I showed you the pyramid that doesn't really work. And yeah. Okay. I got a few more, but I don't know where they are. All right. Back to the song. What
was
you
all
tell
that
me what
for?
you
What
thought
were
of
you
this song.
getting at?
I'm just showing my stuff. That's all. Look, the album, the original album right here, Alan. All right. So what did you think? What did you think? You heard what I thought. What did you think?
No, I just wanted your impression
Okay.
because I'm
It's
trying to
Ace.
figure out why does Ace still matter, right? You don't. Peter Criss hasn't released anything in decades, and
Ace still matters because the Kiss Army loves Ace.
okay,
Ace is probably he represents rock and roll in Kiss, right? What rock and roll really means, laughing and having fun and just being loose about it. And Gene represents, like some sort of principle.
corporate rock.
Corporate rock. Even though I love Gene, don't get me wrong, I love
You
Gene. I
love
love his music.
you love everybody. I love everybody in Kiss.
Well, Paul Stanley,
Love.
I'm not really digging his songs, but I don't hate him.
Paul Stanley's solo album is the Kiss album I listen to the most.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Love that album.
Well, what'd you think of this song, Alan?
Just the song. I mean, yeah, it's catchy.
That's it.
Like you said. But you're the Kiss fan. I wanted your impression.
Well,
my impression means what?
This is not off of this song. Does not have elements of the Ace Frehley soul album. That album is more soul, hard rockin', and she-bop, and that sort of style. And it's very popular, right? People love that album. It's not as 80s Trouble Walking, Rock Soldiers, that era. It's not sort of reverb and glitzy and polished. It's probably more of a continuation of Spaceman, but a lot better production, a lot more hookier, and a lot more catchier. And I find like it's a really well put together song and something you definitely can hear on the radio. And like you said, the solo, great solo.
Okay.
He's got a solo there, and he's got an outro solo as well.
So that leads to my next question.
Yeah.
The intro to the song, the guitar sound, before he starts singing.
Yeah.
Would you know that was Ace Frehley?
No, I wouldn't.
No. I agree. There's something really different happening there. Now, when you hear the outro and the solo,
yes,
you say, "Oh, wow, that sounds like Ace." And then if you put the vocals in, then you know it's Ace, as far as I'm concerned. But that beginning, the intro, that could have been anybody.
Could have been Loudness.
That's something that's different, right? I mean, it's not. I think that's a different sound form, is what I'm saying.
I agree with you, and it's probably an evolution from this album.
But again, I want your opinion because you're the Space Ace.
Space Acer, yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, Alan,
I guess we call you.
I agree with you. It's got the power chords at the beginning, the melodic power chords, and that's what you're referring to. And you go, wait, I haven't heard Ace Frehley play power chords in a melodic way, like sort of like MZA, like you said. And it's got a groove. It's got a groove. Like the ladies can dance to this, right? Or you can dance if you like to.
I'm not dancing.
But it's not Rock Soldiers. It's not Trouble Walking. It's not the first album. It's a continuation of this, but a more enhanced, melodic, accessible sound. The production's big. The production is big production. And
who else is he got? You know who else is playing with him on this?
No, I don't. But I know the album's coming out in February.
In February. Okay, that was one of the questions I think came up here. Was
So
February. So this is. What do you think? I just want to get your opinion. What do you think of this? A lot of these bands releasing a song way in advance of the album release. And by the time the album comes, you might have 3 or 4 songs floating out there. What do you take on that? What's your take on
My take is what I've always said, that this is how, so you can't sell albums after the first week, right? You can't sell physical product, you can't sell downloads. So you have to sell the album in pre-sale. So the longer the pre-sale period and the more singles that you release, the more pre-sales, more people will buy on a pre-sale on the physical, the LP, the CD. So when they have to extend that pre-sale period to get as much money as they can to recoup, because if you don't do that, then you'll never recoup the recording costs of those albums. That's what I think they're doing. Plus, I think, Alan, they're doing something different. I've never seen so many singles being released in December 2023 for an album in 2024. I think this is something new as well. We're into Q4, where greatest hits and Christmas songs are coming out for companies. What we're seeing is singles being released in the last quarter of the year tied into a new album in the new year. So they're trying to get the sales for Q1 from Q4, if that makes any
I
sense.
got you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And now I got a question for all our millions and millions of viewers out there.
Yeah.
For the top 10 list this year,
Yeah.
Jim and I are expanding.
Yeah.
We're going to include a top 10 songs.
Yeah.
We always do the albums, but this year we're doing the songs. And I want to know from our millions and millions of viewers if a pre-release like this, even though the album's coming out in February of 2024, since it's going to be released tomorrow, are we allowed to include early releases in 2023 as part of our top 10 songs?
That's a very good
They're
question,
out there.
actually.
They're released in 2023, but the album's actually coming out in 2024. That's the question I have for everybody. And then we'll build our list based on the millions and millions of responses and clicks we're going to get.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. We can't put the album as a 2023 album of the year, but we can have
release the singles.
If it's a single and we're doing songs, then I would say, for me personally, I would say yes.
But then it's hard to keep track next year when you're like, wow, that was released in February. I really love that Ace Frehley song. I'm going to put that as my top 10 in 2024.
Saxon was released this month in November, right?
That's talk about a different type of intro.
But we're not going to go there yet.
Right? Oh, no.
We're not going to go there yet.
No.
But Saxon is releasing a song. Does that count? And for an album in 2024, does that count for this year?
Yeah, maybe it gives you a chance to squeeze one in 2023 and to squeeze another one in 2024. I mean.
Well, okay. So to be clear to everybody, once again, and as Alan said, we're going to do a top 10 album of 2023, and we're going to do top 10 songs of 2023. So the question becomes, do we allow songs that will be on albums in 2024 in 2023?
And again, when you were saying, we're going to pre-release it to create the hype, I mean, that's the way it was always done with the 45s, right? There was stuff, Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, they were trying to figure out what the hell was going to be the single. And they said, well, let's run to the Hills. And that was definitely the right choice. So, but again, it's just to create an interest while they're wrapping up the albums and before that gets out later in the year.
So were you excited? Did this song excite you to say, you know what, I'm going to go out and pick up this album?
No, I would. If you didn't send it to me and say, hey, listen, there's a new song from Ace Frehley, I don't think I would. But again, that's okay. I'm not a huge Kiss fan. I was never a huge Kiss fan. You are a Kiss fan. So if it turns you on and gets your nipples hard, then that's okay. We're doing a show about it. That's fine. But don't ask me if no, the answer would be no in my case.
Okay. Did you like the song? Like if you had to rate it out of 10?
Yes, I like the song. I would say, a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Thought it was catchy. You can't get it out of your head, so that's always a good thing. Yeah, I love the outro solo, his guitar solo. The way he sings it is kind of catchy. The beginning, I love. It's very, very different. I thought that was a really different sound. And then he starts singing. So, okay, well, that's Ace. All right, now I get it. It's Ace Frehley, and that's him, and the way he sings it in his own inimitable style.
Mm-hmm.
But I
So
don't
if
have
you
all those things you pulled
in
out. I
one,
don't have all that thing that you flip open.
you mean this?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to interview you. I want to get your impression.
Okay,
My
well, you
impression
can
doesn't
interview me
count
if you
anymore.
like, but look, this is the pyramid or whatever the
Yeah.
hell this is. I don't think I can. There's instructions too, but I still can't figure it out. Like,
Put slot A into slot B.
here's the instructions. Like they actually
Yeah,
give you
there
instructions
you go.
for a friggin' CD thing here. I don't know what the hell this is. I was like, where does it go? Like, am I building a tent?
You won't
I
be
don't
able
know.
to sleep tonight.
I don't want to be able to sleep tonight. So overall, I really enjoyed this song. I was more impressed with this song than the past few albums by Ace Frehley. I'm hoping the rest of the album is really good. I think this song will give Kiss a run for their money. And notice how the farewell tour is sort of ending off now, and Ace is releasing this single, right, to capture the sort of enthusiasm of the Kiss fans, right, as they're or the hype,
That's an
we'll call it
interesting
actually.
point.
Yeah. I would give
Okay.
this a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
And
you liked
for
it, I
what
know.
and from what you said, it's Ace, but it's different. It's Ace, but it's a little slightly out of the box.
And up in space with Ace.
It's groovy, it's infectious, it's melodic, it's got a bright, big chorus, it's got a big pre-chorus as well, a great guitar solo in the middle, very Jimmy Page-like, and a beautiful extra guitar solo that you mentioned that's fantastic. So, I mean, does anybody have any comments you'd like us to read? Now is the time.
It looks like quickly, it looks like if it was released in 2023, we're good to go to put it as part of our top 10 list in 2020, if it's an official release.
Well, people are
like
saying
this one.
Yeah, that's it. So people are saying yes.
Or Saxon or whomever.
Or whoever, yeah.
This is a popular thing, like you said, getting out these singles early. Firewind, they've been releasing three singles.
Yeah, Tanvir saying it's released officially. It should be valid. So Tanvir is
All
a
right.
lawyer. He is a lawyer. So
well,
go
then we have it. It's notarized.
Brian saying Space Invader was really good. Spaceman is a big step down. Space Invader was good, and Spaceman, I would beg to differ. I think it's a little different. It's got more deeper tracks, I find. But the production was a step down. This is a step up in production. So everybody, tomorrow, depending where you live, tomorrow could be now, you will be able to hear the new Ace Frehley song. We had the pleasure of listening to it. You're going to love it. Alan liked it. He gave it an 8 or 7 or an 8, right? I would definitely put this at a 9 out of 10. A great first single, 10,000 volts, album coming out in February. Any last words, Alan?
No, thanks for sending it. I enjoyed listening to it. I wish Ace all the best and success with his new album.
Yeah.
Interesting timing, like you said, for the release. It's, if they kept waiting for, I'm not sure if it was planned, Jim, because I mean, this is, I guess we can call it the Kiss never-ending tour, but now we're coming to the close of phase 12 of their last tour ever. So
well, Paul was sick.
If Ace was waiting to time it just right, he might have been waiting another 3 years as well. So I'm not sure if it was purpose. Maybe it was just due to release some good music. But you are right. The timing worked out very fortuitously for Mr. Frehley.
Do you think Ace is going to appear in the final show this Saturday in New York? The Kiss's final show. What would you say?
I would hope so, for the fans. And they want him there, apparently.
Yeah.
And I guess for the final, if it is indeed the final show, then I think Ace owes it to the fans to do it. Put everything aside for 2 or 3 songs. It doesn't have to be all night. Just do, or even if it's one song, just put everything aside and do it for that one song, because that's what the fans would love to hear. So, he's got the chops, right? We listen to this song. It's not like he's gonna embarrass anybody up there.
I would think he will. I think he will. I think he'll show up for Shock Me. Will he wear makeup? That's another question. Will we have 2 space guys with the same makeup? No, I don't think. I think he'll just go on with sunglasses.
That would be an interesting look. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
And what a great way to promote this single and his upcoming album by showing
Yeah,
up.
if I was
Chris's
him,
Fairly.
I'd go on stage. Now, if they're going to let him or not, but I would wear a T-shirt with that album cover and get on stage, and you're killing two birds with one stone. You're making the fans happy. Last Kiss show ever, major contributor, founding member, and also let him know that he's still alive, still recording, still releasing new music, and getting his little PR in on the side.
But what I wouldn't do is sell this album in this configuration
In
at
this
the Last Kiss show.
That's a good album, though.
It is. But it's strange how it comes with an instruction manual.
Yeah. Well, you got to build
Assembly
it into a pyramid.
instructions.
It should end in a pyramid, Jim. It's not hard.
It's a pyramid. It's got to end in a pyramid somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
If somebody can, it's got pictures, Jim. It shouldn't be hard.
Well, and it's hard. It's hard, man. All right, guys.
So,
Thank
well,
you so much for tuning in.
Around with that.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Thanks for the song.
Thanks,
Good luck,
everybody.
Ace.
Good luck, Ace. Bye.